Zach Cole. I live in Prince Edward Island, and I drive a 1983 Mazda RX7. Well, my buddy Lucas, actually, he's just parked right there. Back when we were kids, he's 2 years older than I am, and he had a 98 Civic, and he was doing all the modifications, so I'd always be there doing stuff with him. So he definitely is what sparked it for me, because it wasn't not long after that that I was looking for cars. Be like 14 years old. We'd cut crazy carpet and we would duct tape it onto his front bumper, and that's how we made like front lifts, and just cutting the exhaust off and doing shit like that. That's really what sparked it. And then I started building a 99 Civic hatch, me and my dad. That really definitely stuck out to me. We did a tranny swap, we painted it, we did rust work on it, and so that's definitely what got me into, like, I guess some people call it rice, but last year was more Kato, but basically, from my knowledge of it, and excuse me if I'm wrong, it's just like as low as you can make the vehicle go, smallest wheels you can fit on it, and like the wing and the slit spoiler. It's kind of like that whole style.
So what made you pick that style to go with?
Duncan Brooks, he small wheels, he had a wing, and him and Alex Daggle, they both have like the Kato Shackleton style small wheel cars, and they definitely inspired me to do something like that. And when I seen this car for sale, I said, I bet you I can make that look like that. So just jumped in, and here we are, yeah. So I got this car 2 years ago. I got it at an impound lot. It sat in a barn for 20 years prior. So I just went and picked it up, took it home, and then just started buying bolt-on parts for it. I cleaned up the whole engine bay, deleted a bunch of stuff, put intake manifold, new carburetor, headers, all that stuff on it. And that got it running. And then, so next I just bought coilovers for it. And I wanted to rebuild the OEM wheels on it. They're 13s. So I cut them in half, and I rolled a lip for it, and I welded it all together. And that's how I made my first set of wheels. They were black. And then me and my buddy Ben Young, shout out Ben Young, best friend, we spent one whole weekend. We sanded it, we primed it, sanded it again, and we painted it all in one weekend to this color that it is now. That got it there. So we enjoyed it from that for the rest of the summer, and then come winter I wanted to get lower with it. So at that point I had nothing in the rear, no suspension, just struts. It was riding on the frame rails. The frame rails, the solid rear end was. So we said, okay, well, I guess we'll cut that out. So we cut the floor out, we cut the frame rails out, and then we looked at it, the solid rear end, and all the arms were binding on it, so I was, oh, well, that's not gonna work. So then Ben had the bright idea. He said, well, I got a Miata independent rear suspension, the whole setup in my backyard. We try to make that work. Yeah, I guess so. So we just took that, and from there, just drunk nights in the garage making it work. And so after that was done, I cut the floor out of it, cut the whole floor out of it, and raised it about 1.5 inches just to get more ground clearance, because it was just dragging everywhere. So I did that, and I built custom strut towers in the front. They're raised 2 inches and in 2 inches, and then cut the frame for the subframe. I raised the subframe in it, raised the motor in it, and just cut the wheel wells out in the rear and built an exhaust, put the Miata subframe in, fuel cell, all that stuff. It took about 9 months to do all that fab work over the winter, and up till now, really, this is my first weekend driving the thing, so yeah. It's working great though. I love it. Yeah, I like I have a lot of friends in the Maritimes who are doing car things, and like that's how I made a lot of my friends, was through cars around here. I think it's a really good scene out here, and it's starting to get better in PEI. People are like seeing this car and seeing Ben's car or somebody's car and like inspired by it, I guess, and they start doing this stuff too. So it's definitely getting bigger than it was now. So high hopes for it, and the Fold's definitely helping put the name on PEI, helping PEI kids see this kind of stuff, and maybe they'll do something too. Definitely the weekend painting the car with Ben, one of my favorite moments. I still talk about it. That was awesome. And just every weekend in the winter, Ben would come over and we'd just drink beer and figure out what the hell we're doing. Yeah, because like as far as I know, nobody's done anything like this to this car. So we're just doing stuff, and well, I hope it works. So far it's working. Biggest thing would be to not overthink. Like overthinking will just make you stop, and then you lose interest and you won't want to do it. There's been a couple times where I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to make that work, and just overthinking the simplest thing won't work, but it ends up working, but it's just a whole lot of I don't know. So that's definitely the biggest thing. Just calm down. You know what you're doing. You can figure it out. Take your time.